Hey guys, me and Dave. It's February. It's 2023. That's the date. Tomorrow's supposed to be payday, but I got my check early. I got my check early this month, you guys. I got it on the 1st, which is unreal. So I paid my bills and all that stuff. I ran to get tobacco and ran errands and everything else. Paid rent, and I do pay rent living here and stuff, you guys. And all this stuff. So I'm burping. Burp. Um, anyway, you guys, thanks for the comments, the nice comments, you guys. Uh, you know, we do have some perps on these comments sometimes and all that stuff. But those of you who are real, thank you for the comments. So, I want to talk about. I went to Ella's call or James's call. And David Rubel's on there explaining exactly what the program is about and what they're doing to us and everything else. Well, he's right about maybe 10%. 10% of the program he maybe is right about. I'd say 90% he's wrong about. I agree. This, like Brian too says, this program is based on deception and manipulation. They do want you to think certain things that are not true. I totally agree with that. They want you thinking your neighbors are doing this to you when they're really not. The neighbors are involved, and they could start out local, okay? But after a while, they are not local. They're in town somewhere doing this, but are they in the line of sight? It's possible. They could be. They are around in town doing this, okay? Groups doing this, okay? Now, so he's talking on the call and all this stuff, and he's explaining what they're doing to us, and he's saying it's a 100% success. They're achieving their goal, basically. Okay, now that may be the that may be the case in some cases. But okay, now like big TIs. I'm a big TI. Kyle, Brian too, Jeff Madore, Chris Burton is a big TI. Tammy Avery and all that stuff. The reason why they're working on us so hard is because we get targeted so hard is because the technology is not working on us. It's hard for them to achieve their goal when you're strong-minded and you know what's going on. It's hard for them to achieve their goal. What is their goal? It's a good chance, we're not just vulnerable and they're taking advantage of us. A lot of us have been in this program since we were a child. I guarantee it. Gang stalking has been around for decades. It's been around for decades. Gang stalking's been around for decades, you guys. I remember going to the drugstore buying a soda, and I would be 13 years old, and there would be a grown-ass woman there with Daisy Duke shorts on when I'm 13 years old. Hot as can be. When you're 13 years old, you're just starting to discover yourself, So, gang stalking has been around for decades. It's been around for decades. They've been doing this for decades, in my case. When I was in 8th or 9th grade, I had work crew, like I said before, for like a week or 2 weeks or whatever it was. And we would go and wash police cars. We would, for our punishment, we would go and wash police cars. Okay. Now there was a kid there one day only. Okay, he was there for one day. He knew everything about my brother. He knew everything about my brother's girlfriend. He knew everything about one of my good friends, which was my brother's girlfriend's brother, if that makes sense. You know, he knew everything. He was scripted on what to say to me. I was in 8th or 9th grade. I was like 14 or 15 years old. Gang Stalk's been around for decades, you guys. It's been around for decades. It wasn't overt at the time. If you've been in this program your whole life, like I have, I really have. I will swear on the Holy Bible, I've been in this program my whole life, you guys, my whole life. I can look back and put it together, And when I was 14 or 15 years old, this kid was at work crew. He knew everything about me and all this stuff. He was scripted on what to talk about. I was 14 or 15 years old. That was 35 years ago. I'm going to be 50 this year. So I noticed throughout my life, they were showing me beautiful women. I would go to the liquor store. Me and my brother we'd go drinking Friday and Saturday. We'd go to our friend's house and drink and play pool and all this stuff. And there would be a beautiful woman bending over at the liquor store showing off everything. That was them. That was them. She had her boyfriend in the car. That was them. Showing off her butt. They've been doing this for decades to get reactions. Responses out of you. And all that stuff. They're still doing it. Not lately, but they have been doing it. When I go for a ride, they show beautiful women half my age, with big boobs and showing off their butt and everything else, and that's what they do. They do that to women too. They'll show off muscle men and everything else, wearing tank tops and everything else, showing off the muscles and all that stuff. So they do it to men and women. Okay, now, I didn't agree with what he was saying. I shut the call off. I didn't agree with what he was saying. He is saying Havana syndrome is, they're doing this because they wanna bring this out and they wanna blame China. Well, I don't necessarily believe that. The CIA came out and they said it's no foreign country doing this to them. Okay. So I don't believe they're trying to blame China, although, I know Duncan has said China has their hands on this, they have their own technology and stuff like that, and they're not far behind us. We're ahead of everyone. We are ahead of everyone, you guys. We are ahead. The Americans are ahead of everyone. But they do say that China does have this technology, but they're behind us, okay? And they gotta be behind us. I mean, they've been able to do this for 60 years, you guys. Reading your mind for 60 years, remote monitor for 60 years. I don't know. Duncan said the system came online in 1976. I was 3. So I've been in the program at least since I was 3, and stuff. So I didn't agree with David Rubel, what he was talking about. Maybe 10% was true, and all this stuff. And they do mess with your deception. They can make you very paranoid on what's going on. I hate to say it, but I was watching Kyle's videos, and I think he's taken over. I think he's taken over big time. I think he's very paranoid. He thinks people are breaking into his apartment all the time, and he did say they're ripping his underwear and stuff. Maybe they are breaking into his apartment, but I do think he's very out there when he was talking on his videos. I think he's very out there. I think he's gone downhill. He looks like he's lost weight. His face is all skinny, and he looks like he's taken over. He looks like he's beat by this program. He really does. Kyle looks like he's beat by this program. They're beating him, and he keeps on shielding and everything, and all this stuff, and it doesn't do any good, So I think he's a little out there and talking about all this technical stuff and I have implants all over my body and all this stuff, and and I'll tell you something else. Dr. Millicent Black, okay. Doctor, okay, first of all, she's not a doctor, okay. Millicent Black, she's a perp. She's a perp, okay. Now, she got her doctorate from a African church, okay. Got her doctorate from an African church, okay. Now, I could get a doctorate from someplace like that, for whatever, picking my butt, I get a doctorate for that, Okay, so first of all, she's not a doctor. Don't give her that respect. She's not a doctor, okay. Now, she probably hasn't even went to college. She's a perp, okay. Now, she's duping you, okay. So, she went to one of these places where they'll send her a certificate and they'll say you're a doctor when you're really not a doctor, okay? So she's not a doctor, so stop saying that. Dr. Millicent Black, she's not a doctor. Millicent Black is her name, and she's not a doctor, all right? She never went to school for 8 years or 10 years. She's not a doctor. So, wake up, people. As Brian 2 says, drum roll, people, drum roll. She's not a doctor. Okay, now, some people can't tell perps from real TIs. I mean, they just can't tell. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I don't get it. I don't know why. But anyway, so David Rubel hopped on that call, and he was talking about, he knows everything and everything else about this program. And, I'd say he's wrong about 80%, 90%. He was right about some things. But he is wrong about the goal of this program. We are in a mind control program. We are classified. We are a classified project. Okay. We're a classified project from the government. Okay. And they got millions and millions and millions of dollars into us. So, I don't know. These people have a bigger voice than me, you guys. I get 50, 60 views on my videos. They have a bigger voice than me, and they're telling bullshit. Bullshit. I think Havana Syndrome is to bring this out. To bring this program out. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think these groups are going to come up here and hit our perps next. That's what I think. I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to hit the government workers and everything else, and then they're going to hit our perps. That's what I think. I've been right so far. They're not doing this to blame this on China. China is not doing this to us. Russia isn't doing this to us. It's not happening. And the CIA even said, this is no foreign entity that is doing this to us. This is no foreign government that is doing this to us. So, think what you want, you guys. I'm not going to try to persuade you on what you want to think, but I'm just telling the truth. And this group is out here. They're out here destroying people, and they're gonna come after our perps next. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. They're coming after our perps next. You know, I'll tell you a little secret. You know, I know Brian too talks about you can't negotiate with the supercomputer, and I agree with that. I totally agree with that. You know, but they can do a lot of things manually, and I know they can because I had V2K for a year. Okay, and they were pissants on V2K. They didn't know anything about these weapons. They didn't even know my last name. Okay, but they were there while somebody else was torturing me, or they were telling them to torture me, or a handler was there telling them what to do. Okay, but okay, so now, oh, where was I going with this? Okay, so I can't remember. Where was I going with this? I have it on the tip of my tongue. It's in my memory, and I can't spit it out. They blocked me. They totally blocked me. I can't think of what I was gonna say. They totally blocked my memory. They totally blocked me. They blocked me. I can't think what I was gonna say. I'll have to cut this off, you guys. This is what they do to real TIs. They can block your memory and stuff like that, so you can't think about what you were gonna say. I was gonna say something important, and I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's in my memory, and it's replaying in my head right now, but I can't come out and say it. I can't think. I'm sorry, you guys. So I'm gonna cut this off here. You guys have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.